What's crackling, everybody? Welcome back once again to the definitive cereal tier list. For each episode, we take a cereal, put on the tier list, so you know how good it is. I'm your host, Tucker, and this episode, round 2 of the Chex Check-In concludes with Chocolate Chex. Now, in round 2 of the Chex Check-In, we've been doing some flavored Chex, and those so far both gotten C's. And those were the Honey Nut and the Cinnamon. I think I put Honey Nut first, then Cinnamon, personally. But both pretty good, just taking that base Chex flavor, adding something new to it, and that's worked out pretty well. This Chocolate Chex is a rice check base, similar to the Cinnamon Chex, so we'll see if that ends up being a solid choice like it was there. But let's just dive in, give it a taste. Smells like, chocolate cereal. I'm struggling to decide which chocolate cereal it smells like. It's definitely a cocoa powder one. So, as you can see, sort of powdered the chocolate on there. So, not pebbles. Doesn't seem quite right, but it's familiar. It's not a new sort of chocolate taste. At least the scent isn't a new take on the chocolate taste. You get it. Worth noting though, I guess technically all three have been like this, but some pieces just kind of normal, some pieces chocolatey. I think it just wasn't as noticeable with the Honey Nut, but cinnamon and chocolate, very clear. Two different types of pieces in here. Okay. I think I got a really big bowl this time. It's pretty good. The chocolate taste started kind of familiar, but by the end, got a little different taste there. It's sort of got that powdery chocolate taste, like I was saying, but it gets a bit darker. Like, it's not dark chocolate, but it seems like a bit darker taste to the chocolate. So unlike the Cinnamon Chex, I'm not noticing as much of a difference between all sort of chocolatey pieces, half and half, maybe like one or two. Like, it feels a bit more consistent across that way. That might just be like, oh cool, I'm getting chocolate, so I don't really care as much, versus sort of the strength of the cinnamon being more noticeable. But either way, I think it again worked out pretty well to have the rice Chex base and sort of do this half and half thing. Mostly it seems to be going in its favor. So yeah, I don't think this is a top choice for chocolate cereal, but pretty alright. And I still can't quite figure out what the chocolate taste reminded me of. It might be something like the chocolate Frosted Flakes, but it's been a bit, so I'm not really sure. And I know it's not Cocoa Pebbles, so then I thought, oh, maybe it's the Cocoa Dino Bites, but that doesn't seem quite right either. So it's something in that area, which I guess, is chocolate. So it's in the chocolate area. Shocking, but I can't quite pin it down exactly. It's something, though. Now it's time to try the milk. Similar to the Cinnamon Chex, you got a lot of sort of powdered pieces of cocoa hanging out in there. So I expect there to be a pretty decent taste change. Yeah. The taste of the chocolate and the milk seems more consistent. Like Sora, I mentioned at the beginning, the chocolate taste was a bit different at the beginning than at the end. Milk's not having that happen. It's one taste throughout. And it's more similar to that beginning taste with the piece, but it's pretty good. Like, yeah, it's chocolate flavored cereal milk, so not really anything to complain about there. It's pretty alright. I was kind of hoping we'd wrap up round 2 with a real strong Chex piece, but it seems kind of just in line with the others. So, like I said, I think this is very similar to the last 2 Chex we've done, where, like Cinnamon Chex, took that rice check, which is like a pretty decent piece, added some flavor to it, looking pretty good, got good things going on there. It's not quite as crunchy as a corn check, but gets the job done. But then, like Honey Nut Chex, it's cool, here's a good flavor, but it's not quite matching that top level, whereas Honey Nut Chex was no Honey Nut Cheerios, Chocolate Chex is no Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Pebbles, so it's good. I just almost wish something had been a bit different and be a bit solider, but is what it is. Can't knock it too bad. So what I'm going to do is give Chocolate Chex a C. Just like the last 2, I think it's taking that good base, adding some flavor. You're getting a pretty solid cereal going, but it doesn't quite reach that B level. I'm not sure what would really exactly change to get that B. I think just having that chocolate be a bit similar to some of the others, or even just more consistent, sort of like the milk flavor the chocolate was, that might have been able to push it up. But solid choice, just not quite strong enough to break out of the C. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and in the comments below, post your general thoughts. Let me know if you've tried Chocolate Chex. If you're a big fan of their take on chocolate, let me know. Maybe you're not really a big fan and you much prefer this be like something else. Let me know about that as well. This is probably the most famous mix. You got the Chex Muddy Buddies, so if you have like a fun story with that specifically, let me know. Give me your own ranking if you've tried all 3 of these flavored Chex. I would go, I think, Honey Nut, Chocolate, Cinnamon, but if you have a different ranking, let me know about that too. But until next time, stay delicious.